Hello, everyone. Good morning and welcome back to Sports Today. I do not know about you people, but I know that a lot of people, myself included, are still not over what happened yesterday, Super Sunday, first game of the IPL. Rinku Singh's absolute blitzkrieg of a knock that I think is now going to live on in the annals of history as one of the best knocks in the history of the tournament. And well, we're getting a lot of interesting reactions to that knock. In fact, at the in the heat of the moment, obviously there was a lot going on. There was a second IPL game on as well. We're getting some rather interesting reactions, and thought, well, what better way to start this Monday morning, give you all some Monday motivation than by actually sharing some of those rather interesting reactions that came our way. So first off, of course, you had a reaction from KKR head coach Chandrakant Pandit. Now, obviously, there was a rather viral image after the match which showed that after all the players had rushed onto the field to hug Rinku Singh, Chandrakant Pandit as well had gone on. He hugged him. He was practically in tears. And afterwards, he revealed in an interaction, he said that, in my 43 years of cricket, I have never seen a match like this one go so close. And in fact, ebb and flow to the point which it did, wherein at one point it looked like a lost cause for KKR, but in the end, somehow they ended up walking out of Ahmedabad with the 2 points. It was massive victory, and you can understand how it is that you understand how massive this win was, that even someone like Chandrakant Pandit, who's been a part of cricket by his own admission for 43 years at this point, he said that I have never seen a finish like that, and he too was left speechless by Rinku and the way he was able to play. But did you know that there was actually a rather interesting reason as to why it is that Rinku Singh was able to hit the ball as well as he did? Well, aside from his obvious ability with the bat, we know that he's someone who's a really talented batsman. He's proven that the second half of 2022 in the IPL as well as so far this season. He was interestingly using a bat that did not actually belong to him during that particular knock against the Gujarat Titans. In fact, it was a bat that belonged to Nitish Rana, his skipper, his current skipper at KKR. The main reason why, of course, he was using that bat was because, and this is something that Rana revealed in a video that was put out on the Kolkata Knight Riders Twitter, social media accounts. We'll also have that video up soon enough. He said that, someone had actually just taken that bat out to Rinku, and I didn't want Rinku to have that bat. It's a bat that I've used, of course, through last year in domestic cricket, in the IPL. I used that bat everywhere, and then Rinku got it, and well, he hit 5 6s with it. The reason why he prefers that bat is because it's a little bit easy as far as the bat lift goes. So it's a lighter bat compared to his weight, easy to lift quickly and then whack balls. And it clearly suited Rinku really well because he was able to whack 5 6s in the final over of the match. And so that is the rather interesting role that someone like Nitish Rana played in, of course, Rinku Singh's knock. And speaking of course, this particular match, it's very easy to look at how well Rinku did, but it's also worth sparing a thought for Yash Dayal, the bowler. Yes, you can criticize his bowling all you like, but it's never going to be easy getting hit for 5 straight 6s and losing your team a match that, for all intents and purposes, was wrapped up at that particular point in time. But the Kolkata Knight Riders, on their social media platforms, actually put out a rather heartwarming message for Yash Dayal. They posted a picture of him on Instagram, and they captioned it. This is the caption. I'm just reading it out. It's a chin up, lad. Just a hard day at the office. Happens to the best players in cricket. You're a champion, and you're going to come back strong. Now, it's a nice sentiment for sure, because of course, in an era that we live in where focusing on, the mental aspects of things as far as people's mental health is concerned, it's a very important thing. And it's a nice gesture on behalf of the team to actually send a message like that to Dayal, who you could see was quite clearly very affected by the end of the match, because, as I said, it was a one situation. He lost the match from there on out, and unfortunately for him, well, yeah, it's just one of those situations that's hard to go on. But what they say, the comeback is always stronger than the setback, and you'd hope that in the case of Yash Dayal, that's very much the case. Remember last year for Gujarat, he was pretty impressive. Hasn't been that good yet this season, but there's always hope that he will in fact pick things up as the season goes along. And of course, also, does really well for cricket's image as being the gentleman's game, where you win, but you win and lose in the right spirit. Kolkata, I think, showed some very good spirit in that post. Switching our focus now from the world of cricket, just one quick football news for you guys from the La Liga. And this was an interesting one because Atletico Madrid registered a 2-1 win over 10-man Rayo Vallecano. Now, why is that interesting? It's because Real Madrid, after their loss, could potentially even slip out of second place. And we know that second place really doesn't mean much to a Real Madrid or Barcelona if you're not winning the league. But it definitely wouldn't want, Real Madrid certainly would not want to be finishing below their, crosstown neighbors and rivals. They wouldn't be wanting that. But as things stand, Atletico Madrid are in third place and only 2 points behind Real Madrid. So if Real continue to blow hot and cold the way they have been lately, Atletico Madrid could actually pip them in the league standings, and that, as I said, would go down about as well as a lead balloon at the Santiago Bernabeu headquarters. But it's very much a realistic possibility. Well, quick bit of tennis news now for you guys, because there's a fair few things happening in the world of tennis. Ons Jabeur, you remember she had made it to the finals of a Grand Slam last year. She beat Belinda Bencic to win the Charleston Open. Now, this was a sweet win for Jabeur for the very sweet reason that the last time this tournament was played at Charleston, she had made it to the final and was in fact facing Belinda Bencic, but she lost in the final. So 1 year later, a bit of a redemption story for Jabeur, and of course, looking good going into the clay court season. And speaking of others who are looking good going into clay court season, Francis Tiafoe, he's won his first ATP title since 2018. He's won the Houston ATP Open, and it's a massive achievement for the American because, as I said, it's been nearly 5 years now that he last won any ATP level title. He ended up beating Thomas Etcheverry in straight sets to win the match. Good looking for him. Another person who's looking in fine form, last year's French Open and US Open runner-up, in fact, Casper Ruud. Ruud has won the Estoril ATP tournament, and of course that does augur very well for him going into what should be a rather competitive clay court season time, because you remember someone like Carlos Alcaraz is fit and firing again, and of course Novak Djokovic, he's won the first Grand Slam of the year, and whilst it does seem unlikely we'll get a Rafael Nadal, that only means increased competition. Someone like a Daniil Medvedev has been in really good form this so far in the second half, or rather after the Australian Open. So plenty of competition going in, of course, and it only augurs well that you can hopefully get a really competitive Grand Slam. But that's it from us in this edition of the Morning Wrap with Sports Today. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and if you enjoy this video, please don't forget, like it, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon, leave us a comment, also follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Last but not least, don't forget to download the AajTak app. Plus, if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some videos that we've done yesterday and even which we've uploaded today in the morning. For now though, from my side, goodbye.